Okay, my friends. So, if you have not gone to the pick a card reading and watched it yet, please go do that. This is going to be an extended version of that reading. Why? Because when I went into doing that reading, I did not expect the energy to be so intertangled. If you resonate with both piles together, this is a continuation of your reading. So we're going to see the one that is for two separate people. Why? What is that? What is that interplay for, right? And so I pulled some new charms and I got a cat, kitty cat, gray cat, a jack-o'-lantern. So that already, you know, we have cat, jack-o'-lantern, that's reminding me of Halloween. Then astrology dice gave us the moon symbol. And then this crystal ball, tiny crystal ball, crystal marble came through. And so this is giving Halloween vibes, which, as you know, on Halloween, the veils are thin, like Samhain, Samhain, I believe is how you actually say that. Samhain. Anyway, the veils are thinner, right? And when your psychic gifts are increasing, right, the lunar vibes, that's like psychic gifts. And then the crystal ball is literally a way of scrying, right? This is all psychic gift related. So there could be like maybe a psychic connection here. There could be some kind of psychic growth or development that's been caused by this. We're going to find out because I'm fascinated by it. I want to actually use mostly Oracle this time because I really like using Oracle cards to get energetic reads. And then we will clarify with tarot. So I'm actually going to get whatever tarot cards want to pop out, and I will leave those off to the side, and we will go ahead and look at the tarot after we get the more Oracle read. So let me pull a few cards here to put off to the side. Okay. That seems like it. That seems like it. Okay. Pop those over here. We're going to start with Moonology, right? Because we got the moon symbol. So some lunar stuff is good. And if you saw that, we have Three Wishes by the Pierces, Fairy Queen by Kiki Rockwell. Those are two songs that I channeled for that pick a card reading if you are interested in that. Let's see. Spirit guides of love, light, and truth in alignment with our highest potential and purpose. Please share. Surrender to the divine. What are we trying to say? What is this connection? Full moon. Surrender to the divine. Yeah. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe, and also new moons are about like kind of new opportunities. So we had the culmination of something with the full moon, the culmination of maybe a ramping up of the divine gifts, perhaps, right? Psychic gifts, perhaps. And then a new moon in Cancer is like a new start, right? And Cancer is a very deeply intuitive water sign. You and your loved ones are safe. Surrender to the divine. You and your loved ones are safe. Wow. Okay. Basically just like, this is like trusting. If there is a connection here between you two, hold on. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. Okay. I'm feeling like for some of you, maybe the queens, right, from pile one, some of you want to really build kind of a life that is in flow, right? Where you can like trust your intuition and honor it, and everything will work out and your children will be safe and secure and happy. Take time to breathe out. So that's also a release. So we have this culmination of the full moon, surrendering, a full surrender and release, a full surrender, release, letting go. Have faith in your dreams. There's butterflies on this card, right? So it's almost like transmuting, transforming. Hold on, let me get a couple more of these. The answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. So we have another full moon. We have two full moons here. a big culmination of some kind of communication. I'm feeling like psychic gifts, communication. This could be telepathic connections. This could be something like that, and needing to just like release and surrender the meanings of those. Like, it doesn't have to mean what you're giving it. It's just really a call to start honoring your intuition more. And those connecting points in your psychic, gifts and this networking, it will show you the opportunities, and you can have faith and trust that everything's going to be all right. Oh, I got 2 more. Don't let pride get in your way. Another full moon. Oh my goodness, you're good enough. Full moon. We have 4 full moons. We have 4 full moons. Something about the number 4 coming through. Sorry, I made my phone shake there. You're good enough. Don't let pride get in your way. So isn't that interesting? You're good enough. There's a part of you that feels like you're not good enough. And then don't let pride get in your way. And there's a part of you that feels like overly righteous. That's really fascinating. This could be for 2 different ones, the more feminine, maybe pile 1, maybe this is pile 2. Maybe pile 2 is a little prideful, let's pride get in the way. Maybe that, you don't always trust your intuition. You go with this like kind of like overly proud kind of vibe. Or maybe you're more feminine. You need to remind yourself that you're good enough, right? Maybe you've been put in positions where you have been, slashed down, and you don't trust yourself. And so you don't trust the divine either. It's time to start trusting that, but make sure you're keeping this balance. It's like a culmination of everything, like your communication skills, your intuitiveness, your cognitive abilities, your psychic gifts. You're learning to trust yourself, trust spirit, but also stay grounded, right? Stay grounded, be whole, be balanced. Okay, that is a lot. We're going to see what's on the bottom of that. A time for healing. A time for healing. Balsamic moon always reminds me of balsamic dressing. Maybe you need to eat a salad. That's not a part of the message, but maybe it is. A time for healing. Exactly. We're healing, and we are like a culmination period before this new rebirth kind of thing is happening for us. And it has to do with surrendering to our intuitions and making sure that we don't get in our own way, but we also don't get in spirit's way by being overly proud, right? We're not, we're going to also get better at communication, perhaps. Trust your innocence. Another trusting. Trust that you're here for a reason, right? Trust the purity of your heart. Trust the purity of your soul. Okay? Don't worry so much. Don't stress so much. Hand it over. Hand it over to the divine, because you're heading the exact right way. Especially if you remember pile 2, you got the Wheel of Fortune, and there is that movement. There is that continued progression that happens. We aren't just following our feelings. We're following our actual intuition. But staying balanced and grounded throughout it. We don't have to worry about the future because spirit's got it. Furred and feathered friends. Furred and feathered friends. Definitely animals. Honestly, a lot of you might have more interaction with animals lately than normal. Like whether it be, bugs, groundhogs. I've been seeing a lot of groundhogs. Groundhogs have been like hanging out, to be honest. Groundhogs everywhere lately. Maybe that's a message for you. Maybe you look that up. I don't know. They've been literally everywhere. But the eagle too. I've been seeing owls everywhere. Definitely a lot of butterflies. There's been a lot of bee activity. So much bee activity. Any of those could be a synchronicity for you, honestly. But really listening to nature, being so tapped in and trusting and surrendering that every moment could have a message for you. Every moment. And a lot of these moments with animals can share a lot of wisdom. So, air, paradigm shift. So yeah, our paradigm is shifting, as in we're like kind of releasing our pride a little bit, and we are releasing our hold on the messaging that we get and we receive. And it is allowing spirit to talk to us a lot more clearly. There's more clarity. There's a paradigm shifting from where instead of these muddy messages or not trusting your intuition or not knowing the difference between your emotions and your intuition, there's a clarity coming in. And that clarity is really transforming not just the way the divine communicates with you, but how you communicate in this world, right? The culmination of all of your lessons and all of your wisdom and all of your growth and all your development is coming to this point where spirit can now speak to you with clarity, and you can surrender to that and trust that everything is going to work out because you can hear spirit clearer than you've ever been able to, right? Crystal keys. And you're actually receiving just information and wisdom that is so deeply ingrained. It's so tied to not just ancient civilizations, but also evolution, right? Not just ancient Lemuria, but also just being able to decode information for the current time, right? Maybe you are able to better decode information for your own life right now, and maybe that has to do with another person, okay? We're going to see what's on the bottom of the deck here. High heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. So this is your connection to the divine and your connection to other people, like compassion. You are allowing your compassion and your specific messages coming at the exact right time to really be shared. And maybe something will happen around Halloween time, but what I really think Spirit is saying is the veils are thinning for you. Don't let this get to your head. Don't let yourself feel crazy and overly proud, like you're a chosen one. You have done the thing. You are brilliant. You are the most intelligent being on earth. That is not what we're doing, right? We're allowing these messages to come through at the exact right time, trusting, honoring our intuition. Okay, so what are these two tarot cards? The Queen of Cups. Are you joking? So the King of Cups was what pile 2 got. We got the Queen of Cups this time, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. You are now needing to move from being a student of these kind of things, being a student of psychic gifts, being a student of your intuition, to actually developing those. And you've developed it to the point where you can sense things. You sense things better. You know the exact right thing to say. You know how to keep an open heart, right? The Queen of Cups, she knows exactly. Can she be cold sometimes? Yes. Yes. Why? Because she can trust her intuition. She can trust her intuition. She can turn it off. She can turn it on, right? These emotions, the emotional connection, this, like, she's good at this. She's got it. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Queen and King here, which is really fascinating. So the King's obviously not in this extended reading, but it is in pile 2. So I'm feeling like it's possible that there's like an interplay here. Now, maybe it's just for you. And this interplay is between your inner masculine and your inner feminine, and they are connecting and allowing you to receive better messages, better insight, right? So you have the Queen and King of Cups. Like, you're tapped into your intuition. You're tapped into the flow of all things, right? You can be the first to respond to an emotional situation, or the first to respond when you pick up on something, right? Maybe that's happening. Or maybe you're pile 1 and this is the Queen you're becoming. This is the Queen you're becoming. Tapping into these psychic gifts, really connecting to your intuition and to your own emotions. That's beautiful. That's awesome. I'm glad we did this. I really feel like the biggest takeaway here is that you are transcending this learning stage, right? You were in a learning stage where you're like, how can I trust my emotions? Can I trust myself? Can I trust that this is right for me? Can I trust this? Yeah, now you can. You've moved on, you've graduated, and now you sense things more than you've ever sensed them before. There's a lot around sensing and honoring the intuitions you receive and the messages you receive, right? And that is beautiful. So thank you for being here. Amazing. I hope you got something from this, and I'll see you soon.